Let's talk school for a minute. I've been in school for something like 13 years, counting pre-K. Throughout those years, I've always been the good kid. I was the quiet one who never started fights or talked with their friends during class. I was the kid who did her homework, who paid attention, for the most part, unless she was drawing. This is kind of off topic, but one time I was drawing inappropriate things on my spelling handout. Then the teacher walked over and I scribbled it out so fast I became Sonic the Hedgehog for 0.5 seconds. I'd play during recess. If anyone knows the Warrior Cat books, I basically ran a cult with these other kids, and I was the supreme cult leader, Firestar. But when the bell rang, I returned to class, and I got my learning hat on. I behaved. I remember the first time I really got in trouble. I started a food fight in the lunchroom. I was a 4th grader at the time, and I had a crush on this boy. So to get his attention, my friends and I started flicking peas at him. Him and his friends flicked peas back, and well, we got yelled at. Ended up having to clean up the lunchroom and talk to the counselor. When my mother found out, she was so mad that I'd ruined my track record. As I graduated into middle school, I kept my mostly clean record. Never was tardy, never talked back to teachers. Throughout the edgy years of middle school, where I thought I was emo just by putting a chunk of hair over my eyes. I had no bangs and my mother wouldn't let me cut my hair, so I just put a big long chunk over my eyes and try to look edgy. I'd put on way too much black eyeliner and think I looked hot, and so on. I was a cringe fest, but an overall good kid. I was the quiet girl not many people talked to, the one who just wanted to hang out with her friend group that consisted of 99.9% girls. Then high school rolled around. The pattern of good Spechie continued. On time, mild-mannered, but this pattern quickly changed. I came to despise this high school for my lack of friends and much-needed social interaction. I had no art friends I could relate to, and no one seemed interested in talking to me at all. I was literally nothing. This chucked me into a downward spiral of hatred and anger towards the school and the people inhabiting it. I'd come home, sit on my laptop, and chat with the only people interested in talking to me. My internet friends. As time continued on, I stopped being a good kid. I still was respectful, but I was lying more, I wasn't doing my work, I was copying off other students, I was plagiarizing my papers, and I was stealing from websites for information. I lied my way through an entire project and passed. Whenever I would get confronted, I'd play the "I'm an innocent being" card. I was the definition of a snake in the grass. I did make a couple of friends in 10th grade, but most of them left in 11th and 12th. I'm down to 3 now. People that I genuinely enjoy talking to, but I just feel like I can't cross a barrier with them. So my lax work habits continue. I just don't care. The only thing I've ever really cared about is art. As a 12th grader, you're supposed to care. The school constantly tells me that I'm supposed to be a role model, but I roll up 15 minutes late, a McDonald's Egg McMuffin in my mouth, and ripped jeans on. I'm not a role model and I'll never be. I got lectured by the dean of students one time. Of course, they never directly come at me because I'm still flying under the radar as the good kid.
Young lady, that is not appropriate attire.
And my only reply was, "Sorry," in the most honey-sweet voice imaginable to man. And they left me alone. Just the other day, the same lady said to me,
"Make sure not to wear sweatpants."
I've seen other kids actually being sent home for wearing sweats, but I'm an innocent being who would never do something wrong, right? I get away with cheating, lying, stealing. You know, I shouldn't be admitting all of this onto YouTube. Oh well, only got 6 months left in that hellhole anyway. I'm a straight up roach now, and I really, honest to God, don't care. I just want to be done with it. I just want to be done with that school so I can move on with my life. I want to do what I want to do, and this school loves to shove its beliefs down our throats. I'm an artist, and I don't think I'll ever be anything else. I also have a stick up my ass about the school itself. I'm stubborn as a mule, and when I dislike something, I really dislike it. I'll half-ass my way through anything. It's gotten to the point where I flat out complain in class. I used to be the bright little girl who'd listen to every word that fell to the teachers' mouths. Now I'm the grump who sits in the back of the class watching YouTube videos and drawing. One day I was having a conversation with one of my internet friends, and we talked about class, and he said,
"Why don't you care more?"
My reply was, "Because I'm not going to remember any of this stuff in 10 years.
You still need a pass, you know.
I know, and I will, but I'm going to do it doing as little work as possible.
Why though?
Because why waste time on something that won't matter in 10 years? Why bother when I could be drawing?
You're doing the thing again, where you put all your eggs in one basket.
It's my life, and I might be messing it up, but I want to do what makes me happy.
All right, I'll stop. I respect that, but just remember that you said that when you live in a box on the street.
And then I sent him the middle finger emoji about 40 times. I'm not a good role model, kids. Did I get too real? Sorry, guys. This is supposed to be funny, but it just kind of turned into a rant. I know I sound really pessimistic, and I'm like, I don't even care. It's not a phase, Mom. College isn't something I'm really invested in, nor is high school, but I will graduate so I can do what I want with my life. I'm probably one of the most upbeat and outgoing people you'll meet. I love to do shit, but there is a time and place for laying in bed, drawing, and eating hot Cheetos. Thanks to my boy James, aka the Odd Ones Out, who graciously helped me with the voices.